Okay, and I believe we are live! Good day, my dear fellow friends. My name is Raven Marine, aka Thunburn Whelm, and welcome to another thuncast, where today it is episode 10. With this much development, and with some bit of thinking, I am now declaring as episode 10 will be the end of season 1 of the Thuncast. Therefore, when season 2 hits, it shall be a brand new start with new updates to the podcast if they are made or thought of in the process. Today we have a guest here, a man who actually represents the Necrons. Though I do not know much about him, the Thuncast will be, well, going more in depth on what he does inside the Necrons. So, I give you the man, the myth himself, Ranger. Tell me, Ranger, how was your day?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Ah, that is wonderful. So, it seems like you sound like you have a bit of a. Wait, are you on your phone?
Yeah, my computer's doing an update.
Ah, I see.
So,
Well, proper mic
yeah.
audio will be exponential. Hopefully, the background audio will not be in the way because this podcast will be a reminder for some of the new and the old that will not be edited in any sort of way in order to capture the funny and also to capture the really important stuff what the guest is trying to talk about. So you understand that clearly?
Mm-hmm.
All right. First question: how did you find the IOM community, or community in general, or the Necrons?
Oh man. Well, I found the IOM during, I would say, 2018, and I joined for like a good few weeks and then left. But I rejoined by Ultra Corps in 2019 as an Imperial Fist under Oliver.
Hmm. So by the looks of it, you were there during the times of the Great Fall, where there was barely any guard, but instead the Space Marines were only there, if I'm correct, right?
Yep.
So beyond all of that, that's like the only thing. What about the rest? Who was the friend or anyone who brought you to it?
Well, I would say 2018. I was new to 40K, and I was just exploring Roblox to see what happens. But I wasn't really active during that time. But 2019, my friend Ultra Corps, who's also an MT right now, had contacted me and brought me into the Imperial Fist. And the Necrons, I joined under Trazen because he invited me. So,
I see. First question, well answered. Second question, what was your journey like in the IOM, or Necrons, or the community in general?
mm, well, that's a long one, really. In all honesty, I would say during the old days, Imperial Fist and Salamanders, I was actually pretty cool. It was like really nice. Oliver was leading the Imperial Fist at the time. We had Ultra Corps as High Command. Bobby, who was also on the podcast and the other episodes, was also in the High Command. And it was doing really good. We also had Zach as St. Gwenius back in the day. And way before that, he was the Ultramarine second captain, which is also kind of cool if you didn't know. And I would say after a few more years, I would go do other studies chapters, even the Guard under Syntheticus, the former LCM. And during Necron, it's going really well as of now. So the community has treated me good sometimes, and sometimes it hasn't, but I still enjoy it regardless.
Fascinating. Alright. Second question, well answered. Third question, what was your position like in the IOM community in general, or the Necrons?
Uh, Imperial Fist, I was a battle brother. during when it's like this, like I would say the mid or final, the mid era of the Imperial Fist. I joined as a battle brother, and I was pretty much one of the most active members in it. Then I became a sergeant, got past that trial, and became captain of the 10th Company. But due to real life standards and troubles, I had to take a hiatus, and I missed the downfall of the FS. And I came back. No, I returned during the end times of it, got a few good pictures, and I was merged into the Salamanders as its second company captain under Absent. And that was pretty cool. I was handling combat and skill basically for the Astartes. I was almost about to be chapter master, but I declined it and gave it to Lycan. So that's history right there.
Hmm.
Uh,
Beyond everything else, you're mostly talking about the back in the day. It's like you're almost dodging the other questions I'm asking about your, well, new position as a Necron. Am I correct on this statement?
in a way, yes. Necrons, as it stands, it's cool. I basically, well, Necrons, we don't really have a task as a warden. We really just do what we're told to do or whatever it benefits the group. So right now, I'm just hosting events, making sure everybody gets their points, and just basically overall keeping the group high alert and active. It's really my job. But the reason I talk mostly about the old days of IOM, I would say those are my favorite days in the IOM, in all honesty.
Hmm. Well, do not worry. You are not in trouble or anything within these thuncast. Here, we are able to share our opinions beyond the many experiences that we have, whether being it terrible, whether being it honorable, whether it being it good memories that were lost within our head, but now been brought back between one scenario. And that scenario is being the thuncast itself. So you are doing well, and therefore I'm really getting interested. Alright, third question, well answered. Fourth question. What are you going to do in the near future in IOM community? Or community in general, or the Necrons?
Uh, well, as of now, I don't really have any goals as a speak.
Oh, you suddenly.
I'm kind of just moving with the wind. But if, huh? Sorry.
Oh, you're cutting out a bit.
Oh, sorry. Am I good right now? Or
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
oh, my bad. But I don't really have any goals as of right now to do anything. But if Necrons fail, I might rejoin Chaos I was in Chaos as his under Gung as his second in command. I might rejoin Chaos or rejoin the IOM and see what that gives me. But as of now, I'm just going with the flow and see what happens. Just chilling.
Interesting. All right. What about your community? Are you gonna do anything for that in the near future, or the
The Necron.
Necrons? Yeah.
Well, the Necrons right now. Well, I really enjoy the Necrons. I'm hoping to try to add some more fun activities for my Necrons, especially my Immortals. Have some more game nights, some activities outside Caldega to have fun, to chill. But as of right now, that's still in the works.
Okay. A good, nice little dream that we have for your fellow peers. All right. The fourth question, very well answered. All right. Fifth question. What do you think on the IOM community general, or the Necrons?
Mm. Well, I would say the community itself is pretty fun, interesting too. We may have some, I want to say,
Ups and downs?
yeah, it's a 50-50 really. We have we have cool people, and then we have, the ill kind of not so bright people. But regardless, it's still fun to be in the community, and the community isn't really that. It's cool, and it's really if you treat it right, it'll treat it right back at you. I may not be the we'll say, Jesus, I don't really have the words for this. I may not be treated nicely in the community, and I may act foolish at times, but I really enjoy the community and talking to its developers, its high command, and other low-ranking members of the community. So, Even in Necrons, it's still fun to be in it.
Okay, very well said. So beyond all of that, wait, you said that you were hated. Can you elaborate?
Hmm?
You said you were hated. Can you elaborate? Wait. Let me be genuine here. I know that this. I know you're. Wait. What's the word I'm looking for? I know that you have some things you don't want to talk about, and I can understand that completely. Here, you have an option to basically talk about what you need to talk about, and I, for myself, I'm actually interested in the stories of the past, and therefore, if I'm crossing a boundary here, let me know, and I will completely dodge the question for you.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all yeah, it's all good really. I like to talk about the past. If you had all of it, well, you did have all of it here, right? In
Yes,
the
I
podcast.
did. I did. I
Oh man,
believe it was one of those episodes. Uh, okay, I really gotta look back. I can't even look back now because that would just mess up the recording a bit. But please, if you can you answer the question? I don't even know why. I don't even know why. But to me, in my experience with just this podcast, you seem like a nice guy.
yeah, MVC probably, but I would say in the past, well, not even in the past, like last year and probably some other years, I was in a way, what's the word I'm looking for? The IOM in the past is way different from now. I would say in the past we were more lenient and like basically you can break rules easily and then get away with it because they weren't really that serious. As of now, you can't really do that. So as it stands, I would see myself as the last person who still embodies those old rules, and basically people just they either like they don't like it or they just really hate it. Because really I'm looking for the words really.
Hmm.
I love the community. There's no doubt about it. I enjoy it. Even the people I may talk trash about or just hate on, I love them. They're cool people regardless. They make interesting things. Like Zach, he's cool. He makes Blood Angels Morris. He's really the talented developer, and I enjoy his work to see it. And Kara may have some issues here and there, but an enjoyable person to talk to, especially Algol, John, everybody else. Everybody in the community is just a nice person, regardless. You just got to get to know him. But sometimes I guess I can just trash talk and be toxic a little bit too far, and people will get back with it. So this is how I see it, really. But regardless, I'm trying to move past that. Regardless, but
Hmm.
it's still there. It's still there sometimes. I'm like low tier god. I'll hit it once in a while.
Hmm. A man such as yourself that actually likes the past, but other people doesn't. And then when you come to this era now, you seemingly get to hate it because, well, of the certain actions that you've taken.
Basically,
Seemingly that you went through the trials and tribulations of hardship, and therefore maybe selfishness is within that category. If you see it like that way.
I can see. Yeah, I'm self aware of it. It's like ego, selfishness, stupidity. It's all there.
Oh,
But
it is good
at
to.
the
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But at the same time, people forget that Roblox isn't a business or it's just a game, a children's game, in fact. And Discord isn't really a serious place. So I like to take that. I like to have fun, basically, in a way. Just do whatever that I see that's fun and try and enjoy it. People may not like it, but at the end of the day, we're on Discord and we're on Roblox. So it's kind of like it is what it is.
Hmm. You seen it like that way? And I mean this in no disrespect. People may dislike you for that. But to know that you are aware of your actions and probably still do them, am I correct on that?
In a way, yeah.
Then I don't even know what to say on that fairness. Like
Yeah, it's
for
kind of
what
confusing, isn't
for what I know, I said this, well, a couple of times. If I have not said it on the podcast before or said it multiple times, I probably did, but I'm just elaborating here. I really wish I could have been back in the day, where I can have at least experienced the trials and tribulations that some of you had to go through, and all the losses that you guys had to achieve to basically, well, Reach here and now, just so you can prosper. Some of the veterans merely quit, others just merely gone on. And then you are still one of them, but just you admire the past.
Yeah. In a way, I don't really. Well, the past itself is fun. It's like we had a lot of funny moments, especially like John and VC. We had like a person named Bottom W who was a clown, but also, a clown. So I would say, really, if I had to tell people which IOM era to join, I would suggest this one because it's more strict, it's better. The past IOM is fun. People may speak highly about it sometimes, but if I had to compare it to a place, it'd be like Gotham City. It's like a cesspool in a way.
Really? Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. You are a really interesting fellow, man. You really are.
Thank you.
Alright. With all of the five questions I've answered, there's actually one more question that you haven't. Oh, and by the way, the fifth question you answered very well, and I still want to learn more after when all these six questions are answered. You got one more. What is the
Mhm.
one thing that you would want in the IOM community? Wait, sorry. IOM community in general, or the Necrons?
Uh, I wish the community, in a way. Mm, well, I don't. I think the community itself is fine in a way. I just wish that we just had smarter people when they do stuff. IOM, I wish it wasn't so secretive at times. A lot of things could be brought into the open, but they just don't put it out in the public. And Necrons, I just wish High Command would do something. I don't want to be like, because as it stands, it's mostly me doing all the work in Imperial. So we're kind of like the Titans that hold up the Earth right now. But I wish we'd had like more communication and better understanding of things right now.
Hmm, I see. It's beyond everything else. Hmm, I guess you would want that. But what about the fairness of people that would say that we all are not that serious? We intend to joke around. Why can't you just accept that? We are not all that good. What would you say to that?
To be honest, I completely agree. I go back to my later point. At the end of the day, people are just trying to have fun. It's just Roblox, we're all in it together. So if you want to have fun, just have fun. Just be cool with it. But as the group goes higher and higher, we should also have limits on how much fun we can have. Because let's say I want to joke around and have fun with the game and just say stuff to people, but don't take it too far where you just become like a hated person. Don't be like, oh, let me just say this and this and that about somebody, or this and this about the game, or this and this about the community. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna look back at those messages and be like, why did I say this? I really enjoyed the community. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because the community itself is good. We may have some ups and downs, but don't be that type of guy that's just toxic every day, trash talks every day in the community Discord or in Caldega. Just be a chill person, enjoy the game like everybody else, basically.
Mm, alright. It's really good that you honestly see it like that way. And therefore, for a man who's honestly gone just light of the past, that actually gets me wondering, did you miss it? Do you miss everything that was from the past? And you would want to go back there if you were given an opportunity to?
Mm, I don't miss everything. Some things I wish didn't happen. Like people, if you asked about Dowie Dose, I wish that didn't happen. Wolfram, I did wish that didn't happen. But would say I was best known for the past is people. The jokes we had in BC, the times we had Kadia at 3 a.m. or 3 a.m. or Somnium at like 3 p.m. for the entire day. We used to do 24/7 hours on Somnium and be in the BC chilling. Like it was just really nice to talk to people back in the day. There was like no secretive stuff. It was just pure chilling. Everybody be in the VC talking. It'll be cool. We had like raids. We may have been like a clan back in the day, but we weren't toxic as a clan. We were just nice overall. Like it was just cool to be back in the IOM back in the day, and it wasn't so like crazy as it is right now. So yeah, I would miss IOM back in the day. I would like to go back, but I wouldn't go back that far. There's some things I wish I didn't get to see.
That fact really had got me really thinking. And that's just me just having doubts for a minute. Well, actually, a second. That was like 1 second of doubt for a minute, and that's like from all the words that I have said. Sorry, all the people had said about back in the day IOM. My opinion does not change though. You guys had suffered equal. You may see it in a different light, but in the mere end, all of you have gone through that single thing that I had allow you to have that sort of eye-opener that allowed you to see more better, see more clearly, in order for you to break free from the shackles of doubt and move on. So beyond everything else, you're really pulling out some points that truly got me thinking, but not thinking enough. I'm not saying that you aren't doing a good job here, because you answered like everything else, everything as the 6 questions are truly intended, but in a different light. And therefore, I truly congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
And we were only but like what 21 minutes into the thuncast, and you were able to put out some different stuff. But what about the other people that would say otherwise? What would you say to them?
Well, nothing really. Everyone has a right to an opinion, regardless of who you are, your status in the group. We all have different mindsets, different choices, different ideas, and we all saw differently back in the day. Some of us was like, what? I would say, like, let's say we had Kara in the podcast. He was a custodian. He saw a lot of things I didn't get to see. So he has a different opinion about it. We also have, let's say we had a guardsman. He has a different opinion about it. It's just like everybody has a right to it, really. A different eye to it, as we saw it.
You know, it would actually really be interesting to have Kara here. There was another custodian who was the name of Cheese. A little thing had fallen out, and next minute you know, I don't barely see him on anymore. He's still under the podcast ropes, but that is if that he would want to, well, be part of it still.
I could talk to him. I still have contact with him. I could talk to him about it. Convince him to join.
But but like I said, I don't do any favorites here. Like I've said before in your DMs, I do a little shuffle process where if I take out a name, I shall be able to interview that guy within the next podcast, and therefore that is at random. I would actually just end up shaking the box like 10 or so times, and then pick out the name. Remember, it is only but a few people, and the next minute you know, I end up picking out the fortunate person that gets chosen. That's why it kind of took a while for you, Ranger, because many people came before you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But in the mere end, it's enjoyable, and I kind of like it. But for you, though, you've truly given a lot of information to think about, and therefore for the other viewers to think about. The veterans, maybe, like you said, have a different opinion. But, maybe one person. Nah, that's just me just thinking of someone else. But, on the other hand, you've answered all the 6 questions very well and taught us some valuable lessons about the olden days of the IOM. And truly, I really thank you for this opportunity that you've given us here.
No problem.
Before we end the podcast, do you have anything to say for the new, the old, the viewers of the thuncast, or even the community?
Well, I would ask people to not be, crazy on Talladega. Like, I have like a few reports in my necrons about Imperial's coping and stuff. But I just ask that everybody just try to enjoy the game more, be chill with it, don't really talk trash about anybody. And if you have any questions about the old IOM, you can always go to Oliver. Oliver is like is older than me, and he'll tell you a lot about the old IOM and the Imperial Fist. So just don't do nothing silly, and be chill.
All right. Maybe whenever. Maybe whenever. Oh yeah, I did plan on whenever the month's over. I plan to bring back some old podcast guests, and therefore they can give us more elaboration and updates on what they have done for this past month. I've been thinking of a year or so, but who can be here for that long? It will be very surprising if this group actually lasts this full year.
Hey, it's been
Sorry,
around since
the
18.
year.
So
Wait, the year that I'm in right now, because I've been here for like what, 1 year now? Oh damn, you're
yeah.
right. Oh yeah, I have been here for a year. You know what? I might switch it to a year. I don't know. That's something to think about.
there's a lot of like 5 or 4 year vets like me. So there's a lot of people out there that like to what you call my apologies. That would
Yeah,
like to talk about the old IOM. So
yeah. Within all of the factions, we have all factions have one thing in common. And do you know what that is?
what is it?
Complaining.
Of course.
You cannot lie. Some people would want to say that they're overpowered than others, but I see it as genuine equal. I could admit that the staff that I wield as a librarian is powerful, and therefore I will accept the complaints of many other people from Eldar and even Chaos. But the one thing that will actually truly be getting me busting down laughing will be the Necrons. No disrespect here, but that is just gonna get me so funny to think that they would want this thing just to be debuffed so they can be more powerful.
Yeah, we have our moments. I seen that firsthand, really, especially like we'll say no disrespect to the other dynasty Novak. They have a lot of complaining. It's like a huge bunch of it.
Yep, we all are similar in so many ways.
Yeah.
However,
I would
oh, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I would say really in my personal opinion, I don't really think the Eldar can really complain that much, especially with their own little the gadgets and schemes.
Yeah,
They,
they've been
yeah, they
getting
really
they've been getting a lot of updates from Mac himself, and I believe they should be getting more stronger units that can actually represent custodies. Give them a melee weapon, and they are full-on champions that represent red dawning armor that they wear. Good lord, it's only glad that they're merely going to be 3. Plus, they have 1,000 HP.
what the Wraith Guard?
Yeah,
Or
the Wraith Guard.
really?
Yep.
Oh Lord.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. They might have switched it because Matt was testing it out, and I believe he switched it to 900. You
That's
know,
basically facility health, and that's Warden health, really.
yeah,
Necron Warden.
that's Warden health. Honestly, if you give it to 1,000 health, it could have probably countered the Lord if there was more of them. But sadly, there's only 3. Yeah, but other than that, thank you for being on here today and sharing your wondrous past. Truly, you gave me and some people something to think about the past. And on your opinion, you say that past you would want to relive it. I can probably see some people who would want to relive it, but some people, majority of the IOM community, would not. But however, truly well said. You'll have
Thank you.
a. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying thank you.
Oh, okay. You'll have a wonderful day and enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful day in Countega and fight for whatever faction that you represent. And always try, because in the end, becoming what you want is simply saying you can't. Because one thing's for sure, dreams are not impossible. Alright, safe day, gentlemen. Log end.